Hey there, and welcome to Crown Page Royal. Have you ever wondered or wanted to play a really demanding game on your old crappy laptop like mine? Mine's not that crappy since I replaced the CPU, the original Intel Core 2 Duo with an i5 25020M, but it still had really shitty graphics. Intel HD 3000. It was an improvement, but still. Well, I wanted to play Space Engineers and other games such as Tom Clancy's and Elite Dangerous on it. Well, the solution is external graphics card. Is it worth it? Does it work? How well does it work? And how much it cost me? Well, as you can see right now, I'm getting, I believe that's this phone, yeah, it's 45 frames on this really bloated Space Engineers world. Like there's multiple bases, like one up here, one, holy crap, gotta put some more gyros in here. My main base with shit ton of vehicles. It even lags on my desktop, which has an FX A350 in it and an Airline 390X, 380X. But well, currently I'm running the game at either low settings because this graphics card only has 2 GB of video RAM, and that is the bottleneck in this game, because this game is really VR video RAM intensive, and it takes 4 GB easily on medium to high settings. 4 GB of video RAM. I'm running in the laptop's this weird resolution, but I can get it to 1080 if I want, no problems. So well, it performs way better than before, of course, and fuck me. Okay, so for this project what I needed was a EXP GDC external laptop video card dock, which cost me around 35 to 30 euros, I'm not sure how much I paid, and I took a mini PCI-E version, which basically connects under the laptop. It goes right in your Wi-Fi module. In the place, it replaces your little Wi-Fi, aka Bluetooth combo card, and yeah, you need a USB or a Ethernet cable to get into that, but that doesn't bother me. So that, and then it took me this little rather cheap, not that cheap, board, which is actually a inverter for the LCD screen. This board allows me to use the internal laptop screen, so I don't have to get an external one. I can use the USB, any port on the graphics card, but I like the internal one, so I got I got this board which converts HDMI or any other. It has 4 ports, I believe, no 3, DVI, VGA and HDMI, and converts it to a LCD screen friendly video, and then sends it inside, connects right down the screen, and picture. Here we go. It cost me around 35 euros, and it took 2 months to come. This one's blown. Yeah, this little IC blow right here, I don't know how that happened, but yeah, just went up to flames. Then of course I needed a graphics card, and for that I found a used GTX 670 Power Edition from MSI on a one Slovenian site. I picked it up for 90 euros, and it was well worth it. Then it took me a power supply. I had to use one, so I actually used one that that was replaced in my desktop, 650 watt one, and it barely met the specifications for this video card, which is kind of painful. But I fixed it. I set it how it should be, and it works fine now. This is for the requirements now let's go to what's in the box, how it's all wired up, and how it's connected. Yeah. Okay, so basically how you set it up, it's really simple. Well, one second. There's this cover. This thing was over here. So basically, what you want to do, you want to pick your screwdriver. It's usually the this guy, you know, the normal one. Just basically just unscrew those two screws. That's from this model. It's an Asus K53E. So you just unscrew this, take it off. Then you will notice, like for my version, it was a PCIe card. I mean a mini PCIe slot. So this is it. This is the the wireless card. Some others might have like a large slot. That's a express card, I believe, or something like it, or USB-C or M.2. I know there's two versions. So first off, if you're on the same page as me, you will have to disconnect those two cables. You just basically just pull them off, those two little points. And this camera app is horrible. Okay. So what you want to do now is just unscrew this little screw, take it out. You'll see it'll pop up a little. Okay. See, it goes. That's normal. Now what you want to do now is try to somehow hold it and just pull it backwards and throw it out. So now you'll take your cable, you'll want to plug it in. Those two cables will have the worst spot ever. Maybe be a bit more gentle with this cable, because maybe you don't want to destroy it. It costs 15 euros, I believe. So okay, gotta get the screw on this. Then you basically just screw it in. There's SMS, never mind. You'll see it, there's a little bit looking out, that's normal. And I know there's another screw. Let's see if I can pick it up. Oh, I failed. Do you wanna also, shit, you don't wanna do that. If it falls on the motherboard, you don't want it to fall on the motherboard. Take your battery out and make sure it's unplugged from the mains. Then it can freely fall on the motherboard, but again, just don't do it, okay? Just be careful. Now, screw this guy in, nice and steady. Now you can throw this plate away since you don't need it. Close this bastard. Well, for me, I actually see this, there's a little cable. It's a bit higher there, there's no gap to hide it beneath it. So I made myself a little standoff using Lego, I believe those are Technique. Something like that. You just basically put it like that. I might need to put my phone away. Somehow make it stay like this. Okay. Now just grab this thing. Get the cable back there. Lay it on top of here. Yeah, like this. Watch out. It's kind of pain in the ass to put it on, but it gets the job done. Okay, this is it. So the part when I have this guy is basically just optional. You don't need this, but I have it, and I really don't want to take this thing apart again because it takes forever and it's a pain in the ass. I mean, you easily break something, and I broke so many things already. So what this guy has is actually three input ports, audio in, audio out, and power jack. That's it. Then you have a little control panel, and this is a custom box, of course. I basically just glued it onto it. It's power button, up, down, menu, exit, something like that. Well, on the end of the cable we just connected to the motherboard, it is an HDMI port. You do not want to plug this in something like this. No, just don't do that. that does not work, and that I know what consequences there might be. That is it for the laptop part. Now we go to my to my prototype of the case of the graphics card. Basically, I used 2 needles to hold the plate in place. So yeah, not a good idea, but it works. So I don't care. What I've done inside is this power supply cost me like 30 euros and it's shit. So you can actually see here's like a little vent for the graphics card because it has internal exhaust and it helps it a lot. It actually idles at 35C, and when you play games it never hits 60, so that's really good. I have a power supply for the screen in here, also just glued on top, little hole, a little stand just to make it more little bit more stable. And there's just some more cartoon behind it, behind the power supply and between the graphics card, and that is, well, to make sure it never touches something. And I'm realizing that I don't want to take this apart, since if I would want to do that, that's glued in place. There's also glue in this, guys. This is just basically some metal that fit in the screws, so that's, yeah. Well, I use those Molex cables to get power to the fan. And this is basically, I set it to 5 volts, so it's not that loud. But here you can see that, wait, if I can get this guy out. Nope, it ain't gonna happen. Well, I had to make another 6-pin connector for the graphics card. Well, using 2 Molex cables. I basically just used a 24-pin cable, and I cut it off from this guy, I don't need it. Cut it off there and brushed it a little bit, make it so the shape I wanted it to, and it slid right in the graphics card. Then I connected the cables, plugged them in, and it works. So yeah, I don't really care. Here I have another like SATA cable, power cable set up. So I usually just put my solid state drive here, and the hard drive in the laptop, it's a 2.5 inch one, so I don't really have to care. And there's a little hole left, so I just put my SATA cable in here, which uses the CD-ROM port, and it works. This is my expansion from this guy. I need more USB ports, so that's what I did. Basically, there's just the graphics cards behind it, and there's a little EXP GDC GPU port down there. Here's the power to the port, graphics card on it. That's basically it. That's it. That's all there is to the external unit for the graphics card and the thingy. Now I will just close it up, take my needles, carefully insert them inside. It's not like I never stabbed myself. Yeah. Go in, here we go. Now I'll take it back. It's quite heavy, I have to say, it's really heavy actually. Now I just reconnect the cables. Okay, so here I am back. I ran out of me space on my phone, so I had to dump all the stuff on my computer. So now we flip the switch. Make sure we turn off the TV though. So make sure everything's connected. And why is this guy so scrambled up? I don't know. Wait. 1 second. I shall be in super fast. I just hope I didn't mess some cables up, because I don't want to blow nothing, so yeah. Everything's plugged in, everything's turned on, I believe it might be. Now we basically just turn the device on. Here we go. We should focus. Come on. What is this sorcery? Okay. So you can see we have the picture, everything works. Of course, after you do this, if you change the card, you'll have to, what the hell is this? You'll have to install the drivers. I did that already like quite some time ago. We have NVIDIA right here. Wait, yeah, that's experience, so that's not the right thing. MSI. Okay, sorry, I didn't see. I was actually not pointing in the way I wanted. So if you look at the MSI Afterburner, it basically recognizes the card. It says, if this guy would focus, it says MSI GTX 670 Power Edition. Now we got Steam. Come on. Games, thank you. And run Tom Clancy's. Close this guy, and close this guy, and GeForce Experience, you kinda suck right now. What the hell? You play. Wow. I thought the game will install the Ubisoft launcher on its own. Okay, I'm gonna be back soon. Okay, so with Ubisoft installed, I believe I can now launch the game. Hopefully. I might want to... Yes. And another one. Better. I shall continue when it launches. Okay, so the game launched. And normally on Intel HD 3000 you'd probably get like 10 frames right here. So I will set the graphics to something, I don't know. Operation health, okay. Haven't played in a while. I will run the benchmark and see how it performs. Okay, so the game launched and we're in settings. On the settings you can clearly see we have... Can you... No? Oh my god. You can clearly hear the horrible coil whine. And the settings are set to medium to highest. Wait, yeah, basically. Can you... Oh my god. Okay, so the settings are basically medium to high, with many things I don't like turned off, such as I really hate bloom for some reason, I don't know. And the benchmark. This screen actually is quite bad, if I'm honest. We hit 100. Oh my god. But the coil whine. So those are the results. If this guy would, you know. Okay. Pretty much really stable gameplay. I'd say I wouldn't mind playing on a device such as this. If there would be any lags, I just turn down the settings. That would be it. I'd like to try to 1080, but we don't have to. So yeah, you can clearly see that. Okay, so honestly, we said we're going to talk about pricing. The graphics card cost me 90 euros. The dock cost me 30 euros. The thing behind the thing used to control the screen cost me also 30 euros. So at the end it cost me around 150 euros. And I have to say it is super worth it. I also bought the i5 for at least, I think it was 50, no, also 35 euros, I think less. 180 euros spent on a on a this is 2011, so on a 6-year-old laptop, and it can run Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege on high settings, high to medium on a laptop resolution. I don't know what to say. I'm really impressed on how it performs, and I wanted to share. So yeah, conclusion, if you can, go for it. It's totally worth it, and it's a great solution, especially if you don't want to replace your laptop like me. So yeah, go for it. It's amazing. It's a nice project, and it's quite cheap. Honestly, way cheaper than a desktop. If you look, no, not really. I mean, it's basically, it's worth it. Just go for it. That's it. That's it from me. Goodbye. Have a nice day. See ya.